Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of The Outer Worlds. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today as we look through Dr. Olivia Ambrose's computer. Displaying incoming messages? Null. You have cleared your messages. Congratulations, an automated message has been sent to your supervisor notifying them of your idleness. New tasks will be dispatched to you momentarily. Presently is the correct term. Remember, idle time demands a fine. And let's see what do we have over here. Outgoing messages to Goodfellow, displaying all outgoing messages to Goodfellow Lawrence. It's the other way around, but it's fine. Let's see what we have over here. You think you can hide from me, you little twerp. I know a serum that will make you feel as if you've lived 1,000 years in just 8 hours. How would you like to spend the night in waste processing? The schedule you sent me must be a template, or the work of an intern, because it's patently insane. We're nowhere near to hitting Lucian's proposed milestones. Branding's quote, hopes, unquote, and quote, wishes, unquote, won't magically change that, no matter what the corporate office says. My compound is months from viable, Lawrence. It kills people. If you'd like proof, you're welcome to try it yourself. I'll even show you where to stick it. I expect to see a revised schedule before the week is out. And this is all basically the culmination of the storylines that we have learned off from the other side to reach over here. This DLC is very email heavy. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But anyway, I've seen the brand manager sniffing about Lawrence. I know your department is gearing up for a big announcement, and mine is the only project on this fucking asteroid. Send me your intended production and release schedule immediately. Immediately, yes. And then we have... Lawrence, this is a waste of my time. Last thing my team needs is a fleet of gadflies descending on the labs and asking stupid questions. We're months behind as it is. However, because Lucian demanded it, I will consider the program's request if the following conditions are met. Lucian guarantees me the right to review and approve the recordings. The journalists are confined to Gorgon for the duration of the project. It could be years, make sure they understand that. If they leak the details of our work to the press, I will put a hit out on them. I know people, Lawrence. The journalists bunk in shipping and receiving. We can't have them fraternizing with the project staff outside of their scheduled interviews. These people are our enemies, not our friends. I think I read this on the other side. And toxic-free rebranding. Change the fucking name. I don't care if it's if the inbred simpletons at headquarters were quote just having a laugh, unquote. Customers don't know what it means. You may choose from this list of acceptable alternatives. Absorbatol and Calemetamax and all the other things that we have also read, interestingly enough, because it's all outgoing. So we have 2 Blakesley over here. I think that this might be just a way for us to go through the same, through the messages that we, through the messages that we have seen throughout the game. Yeah, I remember these. I didn't remember the first one that we started reading, but yep. Wait, Hellberg, yep, definitely. The reports, it has been 3 weeks. Where the fuck are the reports from HIA? Yep, I remember that. But is it... I assume, like, she received emails. Maybe. Too low, displaying all outgoing messages too low. Jasper, I dug into the volunteer data Marion sent over. You were right. The current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, even by SC standards. Priantha and I performed a handful of autopsies on this week's deceased and made a few notable observations. In one case, that of a young man in his early 20s, we noted a degree of gray matter loss when one would expect to see in a man of 70. I remember that as well. And then we have deleted messages over here from Goodfellow. Displaying all deleted messages from Goodfellow. If you are receiving these messages, I'm currently unavailable. Dr. Ambrose, great timing. I was sending Herbie over to your department with a preliminary production schedule. As with so much of the work we do at the OCI, the design of a production schedule is more of an art than a science. The timetables and milestones are less, quote, contractual obligations, unquote, and more, quote, aspirational cartography, unquote. I remember that, I think. Approved. Next time allow me to make a... wait, what was that? Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, many of you may be familiar with Odeon Pictures, Byzantium's premier purveyor of etherwave drama and drama-adjacent entertainment. Several of my personal associates at Odeon Pictures have launched a satellite studio called Pictureless Pictures, which emphasizes radio programs and serials intended to excise the senses and palpitate the glands. I have... that's not the other glands. I have received a request to approve a radio documentary program examining the lives and contributions of Spacer's Choice scientists operating on Gorgon. The name of this documentary is, quote, Moments with Genius, exclamation mark, unquote. I do not approve of the superfluous exclamation point, but I approve of the general idea. Please inform me, please inform the other managers. And this is from Clarence Mosley. And then Goodfellow replies, approved, I think. Yeah, next time allow me to make this kind of announcement myself, Mr. Mosley. Hierarchy exists for a reason, but it's been forwarded to. Like, this is a CC, basically. I think that's what... CC doesn't... It's a carbon copy, but still. Blakesley over here. Actually, before I go into Blakesley... Oh, that's the wrong ones. Messages, deleted messages, Goodfellow. I got all the things. And then I go into deleted messages in Blakesley. And then... Oh, Blakesley doesn't have any. This terminal has not received a message from Blakesley in 2,447 days. I think that's the dude that... or the det that never replies. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember the names. Yeah. I don't know if this is one of the ones that we killed. Let's see. From low over here, concerns Dr. Ambrose. What do you think? These days, I try to think as little as possible. Thinking is a dreadful habit. Which? And I ramble about the meaning of the word which. And we don't need to reread that. What we do need to reread, the game is autosaving. Did I get that? I did. Is the journal. I mean, we're not rereading the journal, but we're getting it. And I fully expect things to go haywire right now.
That's enough. Gorgon is mine. Go now, and I will not pursue you. But if you stay, I will sick every last lawless fucking mercenary and halcyon on you. It's your choice, Captain.
Starting to hope I get to meet this jerk, just so I can give him a good kick in the shins.
Well, I thought about it, and I'm still gonna dropkick this coward the moment I get a chance.
Sounds good to me. I think we're about to get the chance, but that's a different matter altogether. There's a lot of... remember how I asked if that was a secret entrance or a secret exit? I guess we have our answer now. But I also have the journal, but I don't think I read it. With your prize safely in hand, talk to Meanie Ambrose to receive your reward. Well, can I crouch? Thank you.
Shh, easy now.
Shh, don't talk to me like that. No enemies in sight. That's weird. To be fair, I'm going the wrong direction, ain't I? No, I'm going the right direction. Oh yeah, it's the wrong direction. I'm sorry. There's the other elevator. Right, we're not supposed to backtrack through the level. Even though it felt like we should, because we didn't fight anybody to get up here. I think it was just the game. That's a really cool... I really like that. The coppery... I really like that. That's a... Like... I was just saying, the game was giving us the chance to just look at the surroundings instead of having to fight everybody. But look at that! I love the combination of the copper. What would that be? That would be like... corrugated steel? And that's just copper up there, although... It's burnished copper, I believe is the correct term, because otherwise it would patinate. I'm not actually sure about that. I don't know if it's burnished or not, but it's definitely protected from patination. Anyway, my assault rifle is ready, and y'all should be ready as well. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Are there enemies? There are no enemies. Ooh. Well. There are no enemies. We have arrived at a place that we've been to already. Pam is nowhere to be found, which is a bit sad, because I wanted to say goodbye to her. I wonder if she loves me. I wonder if it was her who commented on anybody's posterior. Ah, that doesn't sound like Pam. Pam is more a... I'm not going to make a crude joke. The crude joke that I was going to make But anyway, we're good. I think. Surprisingly ineffectual, the whole I'm gonna kill you thing and all that. Either way, we need to go back to the unreliable. Now, threats like those, they're pretty scary because we travel through space, and people can shoot us out of the sky.
We are receiving an incoming signal, Captain.
Captain, I see you've made some headway on Gorgon. Mother's old work terminal just lit up with a bunch of new protocols. Very exciting. What about Mother's journal? Any progress there?
I think it's time you tell me the truth, Meanie.
Are you accusing me of deception? Captain, I would never. Can you hear me, Captain? I'm getting some interference on my end. Captain! Captain!
Yes, I know.
Hello again, little weasel. I must admit, you've surprised me. I threw nearly everything I had at you, and you overcame it all.
Right. Olivia Ambrose. Which we wouldn't know is Olivia Ambrose apart from the in-game name over there, because she hasn't presented herself. However, we can say Olivia Ambrose, ? You're supposed to be dead, period. Which is a shame. It's just a shame. I wish it were going to be a surprise, but at this point in the game, there's no way that the mysterious person would be anybody but her, because of course it is her. In hindsight, there's a reason why they would do it like this, because if you started receiving messages from her mother, from Minnie's mother, then you very well had to be able to tell Minnie about, oh, your mother, she's alive, she's taunting me, and she doesn't like us opening Gorgon, because that would change the storyline considerably. But this way we can have our suspicions as players. Definitely we have our almost certain suspicions, but not be able to tell Minnie about this, which makes sense. So you're the one who put the Gorgon facility on lockdown.
Well spotted, Captain. We've both played our roles well, but it seems you've got the edge. I may have gravely underestimated you. You were smart to hire her, Wilhelmina. Well done.
Wait, she's in the call?
Mother, you're alive! And still on Gorgon?
You told me she was dead.
I thought she was. Whoever thought a lone scientist could survive for 5 years on Gorgon? This is so you, Mother, inserting yourself where you aren't needed and at the worst possible time.
Am I disrupting your vanity project, you empty-headed little twit?
Am I missing something?
Mother is going to fill your head with lies about me and Gorgon. Don't listen. Have you come back just to ruin everything again, Mother? At least this time I have the power to stop you.
Captain, this is a distraction. Let's set our differences aside and focus on what matters. Adrena time must never be revived.
Yes, that does matter. This was never about the family name, Minnie. You wanted to revive Adrena time?
I may not have told you all of the facts, but I'm going to lay out everything I know. You can decide for yourself what to do with it. By now, you realize that Project Gorgon was devoted to a single drug, Adrena time. A drug that hit the market in spite of calamitous side effects.
Spacer's Choice dumped a lot of money into Adrena time.
Because they believed it could help Halcyon. I still believe it can.
I don't think that's why they did
The
it.
project was a colossal failure. But you and I are going to revive it from the ashes.
Definitely not. Definitely not. The game is telling us. The game is telling us what it thinks of her character. She says, because they believed it would help Halcyon. That is not why they did it. Is because they believed it would give them money. And I'm pretty sure that's not a contentious thing to say. So, for her So the reason why I say the game is telling us about Minnie here and about her attitude towards what she wants to do, the reason why I think the game is telling us that is because it is, at the very least, she's looking at what Spacer's Choice did in a very very not beneficial light, but you know what I mean. It's just sort of benevolent. Benevolent is the word. Benevolent light. And obviously we have basically spent the entire expansion just seeing how terrible everything is that Spacer's Choice did. Like, to the point of being, we know that those last few emails, it was just, yeah, that's how it works. I even said it out loud. I don't need to commentate. Like, I don't need to say anything about it. We have seen this time and again. And certainly in this expansion, we see it time and again. So she is definitely being portrayed as benevolent toward Spacer's Choice. And I will use that to make my choice, because we have 5 options over here. I like this second line over here. Yeah, let's make more of a drug that turns people into the deranged killers. Great plan.
Adrenatime was a lie. Our drug will fulfill its broken promise for workers and employers across the colony. Mother wasn't equal to the task. Thankfully for us both, I'm not my mother.
And that's beside the point that Adrenatime is not going to help Halcyon. Certainly not going to help Halcyon. Maybe it's going to help the corporations extract more profit from the workers. But actually, which, you know, it sort of brings it back to her seeing things from a specific skewed perspective. Again, she's always going to help the workers. It's definitely not going to help the workers. The workers are they're good where they are. They can have the productivity they have. That's not a problem. They don't need more productivity. They're good. It's fine. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It doesn't change. Definitely doesn't change anything for them. What changes for them is the company. And if the company decides you're either going to double your productivity or you're going to die, then yeah, for the workers it matters. They either double their productivity or die. But whose fault is that? In all that scenario, whose fault is it? It's the company. It's the company, not the worker, for not doubling their productivity and dying instead. So we have the no, we have the yes, and we have the But the no is kind of an interesting line. After everything I've seen, absolutely not.
What you've seen is the result of Mother's leadership. I have no intention of repeating her mistakes. Mother's journal contains the activation codes for the Adrenatime synthesizer, the key to a new Project Gorgon. We're going to start again, and this time with everything Project Gorgon didn't have. Better R&D, better scientists, clear goals, more funding, and a timeline that makes sense.
Frown thoughtfully. I kind of want to click on that just to see what happens. And who's going to provide it?
Who else? Spacer's Choice. After I showed them the error of their ways, the corporation couldn't wait to restart the project. If I can improve the chemistry, I can fix Adrenatime. We can put this colony back on track together.
Olivia, what's your story? And also, yes, that's completely insane, but Olivia.
Finally, a sensible question. I am the head of Project Gorgon, its grand mastermind. I created Adrenatime because I believed, arrogantly, foolishly, that I could uplift the common man through chemistry. I failed. Now, my daughter wants to take up my mantle.
I kind of was hoping that she would. She said, I was hoping that she had said foolishly, because, you know, that's foolish in the face of it. Not because she failed, but because she wouldn't have done it either if the drug worked. Not on my watch. We have to stop her.
If she insists on holding to course, I agree. We must. My work has already destroyed countless lives. We can't let her do so again out of pride and sentiment.
What about my life, Mother? The Ambrose name has no dignity anymore. I can't even show my face around Byzantium without being the gossip of the town.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
It's no laughing matter, Captain. What good can I do if I have no influence? How can I fix society if I can't even take out a loan? Every day, workers slump over from exhaustion. The gears of industry swallow them whole, and no one is coming to help. Adrena time is the break we can't fit into the schedule. The office with a window we can't afford to build. It's the best this rotten colony can do for people.
Oh my god. This is so brilliantly misguided. And the game sets it up as well. Like, this is so outrageously wrong and obviously wrong of a conclusion to any of this. Like, she's coming from... Like, she means it. She means it, and the game sets it up. That's why it works. And I think it works for anybody who even for people who haven't thought about this in the real world or anything like that. I think it works because the game sets it up. The game, says, talks about, helping the workers, and even this conversation talks about it, so you remember. But that line right there, every day workers slump over from exhaustion, because, you can't fit a break into the schedule. And so this is the best we can do for people, to give them drugs. So obviously it's just not because, drugs or whatever, you take aspirin, you're taking drugs. That's not the point. The point is, give them a break. The point is, unionize the freaking workers, eat the damn rich, and kill them all like I did. I mean, eat them after killing them, otherwise it's a little bit messy. Anyway, drugs? Drugs are the best you can do.
It's a bandage, not a cure. Halcyon is wounded, and I will do everything in my power to stop the bleeding.
Don't let those bloodless leeches at Spacer's Choice walk you down this perilous path, Wilhelmina. You haven't the fortitude to endure it.
As usual, Mother projects her failures onto me. If she had let me get involved from the start, we might have avoided this calamity altogether.
It's a bandage, not a cure, is also very much in line with what a person like her would say. But... What would you have done that she didn't?
I'd have trusted my team rather than sabotage their efforts. And I wouldn't have stolen their glory when they were on the verge of success.
You don't know what you're talking about. I did everything to support my team. It was Spacer's Choice who betrayed them. But you're nothing more than an empty-headed little social climber. Of course you can't understand.
You see what I mean? Mother is afraid of being outdone by her empty-headed daughter, and she'll do anything to stop me.
I mean, it's important.
If I can save the colony and redeem the Ambrose family name, I owe it to myself to try. Mother be damned.
It's important to know that when she called her a social climber, she's right. Wilhelmina doesn't. She's not a scientist. Ambrose, I think, might be, but Wilhelmina isn't. She's not like, oh, I found the best cure, or I really know how to work the centrifuge or whatever the thing. It's not like she's gonna put the work herself. She's just managing things and funds and all that. Adrenatime is just a stimulant. What good do you think it can do?
With Adrenatime, we can increase worker productivity orders of magnitude above ordinary stims and risk none of the harmful side effects. Imagine if we flooded the market with drugs that actually helped people. We could influence the very business model of Spacer's Choice.
Halcyon's problem is cruelty, not productivity.
We won't be exploiting workers any longer. We'll be celebrating them, giving them everything they need to succeed.
No, this is madness. The project, the complex, it has to be destroyed, razed to the ground. It's the only way.
It's so good that she's definitely portrayed as just basically a neoliberal, like wet dream somehow, or I don't know if wet dream is what I'm trying to say here, but like, oh, we want to exploit the workers, we will celebrate them. That's like they're freaking. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. It's just, symbolically different, and it's just the meaning. Oh, I mean so well. I mean so well. I do.